when I was going to be graduating in 2011, I knew I needed to create a niche for myself. So I did my first campus show, which is I brought one of my friends. He's dead now, Slim Joe.
Yeah.
That was 2010. He used to have the biggest song in the country, Otinyanya.
Otinyanya, yeah.
So you cannot be Nigerian and not dance Otinyanya. So God bless his soul. So as at 2011, I was to finish in May. So Olamide Bado dropped his first album in February. So I did an album launch party and my magazine launch. So I brought Olamide to school. But then there was no BBM, there was no WhatsApp and all that. So the idea we used to use to push celebrities when they come is you take them to your hostel.
This is Rooted, the conversation that matters, where we bring young people making an exploit in their own industry, where we bring young people doing great, that we believe that their story is from the lower stage of the ladder onto where they are now. We also believe that they are going places and they can share their story with the rest of the world to ensure that we, you and I, can definitely learn from them. And that is why it is called Rooted. We go as far as the root, where it all started and where they're currently standing. My name is Ayo Emmanuel Ojoye. Welcome to the conversation that matters. Today on Rooted, I have another guest, a powerful one at that. One that I can say that I've known for many years and doing well and making an exploit in his own chosen career. From being someone into showbiz to being a newspaper or maybe a magazine publisher, to now being a politician and doing something absolutely fantastic. He's right here with me in the studio. We're going to be looking at it all from the root and, of course, learn some of the key things driving his life. Maybe the God factor in all of this. We want to know if God is present from the beginning up until this very moment. Once again, you're welcome to the show. Let me encourage you to go straight to our subscribe area. Click on the subscribe button, ensure that you turn on notification so that whenever we come on board, you will be the first person to get notified when a new video drops right here. Thank you for joining us. My guest on the show today is Ademola Ajibola, popularly called Moklio. We're going to find out where all of that started from and where he is now. It's good to have you on the show.
Same here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. Yeah. Just like I said in my intro, I have known you for years. And one of the things that give me joy as a person is when I see people that I know, doing great at what they do. So I remember how I met you. I remember we met not too far from here.
Yeah.
If I want to remember now, an event center not too far from here, at a concert of someone we know so well,
of course.
And at the time, you used to carry your magazine up and down.
Campus magazine, more magazine.
And my sister would say, Tani, but boy, you are very annoying. And then it moved on to greater things. At the time, I remember you used to do live shows or live events
yes.
where you bring some of these key personalities that feature on the cover, the magazine, and it used to be very big. And you had published Juliet Ibrahim. I still have 2 or 3 copies of that magazine. Nice. Yeah, maybe I sent some to you if you don't have them anymore.
Nice.
And then I remember one of my junior brothers coming to school. I used to school in Ogun State at the time. I brought some copies for me, which he had sent through him.
Oh, yeah.
Now, to see you now sitting with who is who in politics, to seeing you now still doing very big events, to seeing you now chairing Maya Group, to seeing you now do great stuff, basically. I'm saying all of this as a background to this conversation so people can know that I didn't just bring anybody, Omo Babolo, like a Davido, someone who started from the ground. Let's get to know you. I know you went to Osun State University.
Yes.
Where did it all start from? Who are you really?
First off, I'm not honorable yet.
Well, we call you
My
that.
name is Ademola, and I think is a biblical reference that they say things that are not as though as they were. So
Yeah.
I like that a whole lot of people feel I'm honorable enough to represent them. So in future, I'm open to legislative responsibilities at the states. I call myself an Oshodon boy. I'm from Oshogbo and Ibadan. And I think I'm going to always tell people that I own equal opportunities in both places because I've done all my life in Ibadan. I schooled in Osun State. I did my first event ever in 2006 and it failed. We invited over 250 people, maybe 4 or 5 came up. So, and the whole food, we had to keep warming it until it got all bad and we had to pour it off. So, and my mom, that's why when you said my mom, and you can't know me, I don't know my mom.
I know, right?
There's nobody in this world that knows me. Why my mom was alive, right? When she was alive, I was not staying in Ibadan. I would come to Ibadan every 2 weeks. I just tell you I'm going to see my mother. That's how much of a bond I have with my mother. So, because she was there all through my whole stuff. So for business, I started with Showbiz. I gained admission into Osun State. I stayed at home intentionally for a year.
Intentionally
in capital
why
letter.
anything
I was just tired of reading. It was a whole lot. I've never
That's
sat for any exam
after
in my
secondary
life,
school.
so I just told my mom, like, please give me this 1 year, let me play around, and she allowed me. So 2007 I got admission into university, Osun State University, where I graduated with a bachelor's degree in economics. So, and while I was in school, I realized early that in 2020 upwards there might be no jobs.
Oh, you saw that coming.
I told all my friends, they're all alive. None of my housemates is dead, and I don't pray any of them die soon. So these are verifiable facts. I always tell them there will be no jobs. There is going to be a movement from what it used to be. Then we had Facebook. I remember there used to be a cafe in my campus. We'll go there, buy time, Facebook, MySpace, Skype.
Yeah, Skype used to be a thing at the time.
Who was in that space would understand. So then along the line we had to go. Then I kept telling my friend, the way we've had Facebook, MySpace, Skype and all, they will flush out and there will be new applications. So I think I was one of the earliest users of BlackBerry in my campus. And the world is evolving. There will be no jobs. Things are getting out of what they used to be. So I started going to Lagos. So in Lagos I would write for Nation newspaper, Vanguard newspaper, The Sun newspaper. God bless the bosses that helped me. And so they would just tell me, do interviews, then I would give them. The early set of celebrities that helped me was Gabriel Afolayan. Because then
I believe
there was
Gabriel
Madame
was on the cover of one of your
magazines.
magazines.
My first magazine.
Your first magazine, yeah.
So Gabriel was like the biggest thing from Madame Diarist. So we became connected and I used to do my interviews writing word for word and all. So when I was going to be graduating in 2011, I knew I needed to create a niche for myself. So I did my first campus show, which is I brought one of my friends, is dead now, Slim Joe.
Yeah.
That was 2010. He used to have the biggest song in the country, Otinyanya.
Yeah.
So you cannot be Nigerian or dance Otinyanya. So God bless his soul. So I used my final year school fee to invite him to my school. So
which means you didn't finish. How did you get the money back? Did you?
I sold the ticket. No. It was.
I sold a successful show.
No, it was very successful.
Wow, that's a very high risk.
That was why I became popular in school. Like everybody knew there was this guy who had, because before that time, I'm in the first set in my school. I was on the pioneer set. So, every other person had tried to bring one person on the other, it never happened. So mine was just the game changer. So 3 or 4 weeks after, Rugged Man announced that I was retiring from music. So I was given a deal to bring Rugged Man, Jobless, Reminisce, all of them to my school again. I did it. Unfortunately, the day was the day they sacked Oyinlola as governor of Osun State, November 26, 2010. So all the investment went down because that day nobody went out. Everybody was security conscious.
Wow.
Nobody was out. So that was why I started having crisis. So part of the money I had made initially and the new school fee, I pumped it into that. I lost. So I was hoping that by next year I was going to get money. So as at 2011, I was to finish in May. So Olamide Bado dropped his first album in February. So I did an album launch party and my magazine launch. So I brought Olamide to school. But then there was no BBM, there was no WhatsApp and all that. So the idea we used to use to push celebrities when they come is you take them to your hostel. So people see that
you take them around, yeah.
They must have done a lot of that, YouTube.
I know, right?
So you just take them. The celebrity is here, so people start buying tickets. So unfortunately, before we could convince Olamide, no, it was night. Olamide got into my school around 11, and nobody could come out.
Right.
So that was how I entered the crisis. That gave me an extra year.
So that particular event led you to an extra year.
Yeah, extra. And I think that was one out, because at the end of the day they bundled me down to Lagos. But thankfully, I'd interviewed ID Kabasa before at some point.
Who bundled you down to Lagos?
Olamide and his team.
Okay.
I was told, they were told to bring me because the little money we made, my friend Toby Krista is in London now, ran away with the money. Ran away. So when I came back from Lagos, he brought the money to me. Like, he just felt in his head, like, if we should give them the whole money, what will I have met at the end of the, which I felt okay. It was cool. So as I graduated in 2000, I later did the exam, but it gave me just like one minor stretch.
Yeah.
Then from there, I told myself I was never going to search for a job. Until today, I've never sought for a job anywhere before. I've rather created jobs. And I've employed over, at least, with all humility and no practice, maybe like 60, 70.
Wow, that's interesting. What exactly is driving you? Because what I see in all of this, just like the name of the show is called Rooted, would like to know the background or the basis, the foundation of you. What's driving you? I find that rather risky, to use your school fees to plan a show that you're not so sure of that you can get your fees back. What exactly, even up until now, because it's obvious that something is still driving you. What's the driving force?
The truth about life is anybody who is not a risk taker will live a limited life. Life is all about, I have a code I always talk about online, the gambler's code. I don't gamble, but I love the life of a gambler. Because the life of a gambler has no assurance. A gambler wakes up in the morning and feels, I can win the house through gamble. And he goes out and he gambles, he loses. He makes money through any other means again, comes back to tell you that he still wants to try that same stuff. And when you look at life, you will discover that almost everybody who has ever become governor, senators, company leaders, they made a risky move. If you don't roll the dice, you'll never have a 666. That's just the scope. So 666 is realistic only after you must have thrown the dice. Yeah. So, and when I say risk, I was coming to your studio now, there's a fatal accident, the bike flew into a Camry car, smashed the glass and all that. When the person was living in his or her house, they had hopes. Blah, blah, blah. But going out of your house is even a risk. Staying in your house also is a risk, because at the end of the day, anything can happen in your house. So sometimes you need to understand as a human that whether you work or not, whether you move or not, life is evolving.
True.
And the truth about it for me is, I know that poverty is real, and I'm very, very scared of poverty.
You're very scared of poverty.
I think I've had, when you do a Google search of my stuff online, you see, I always talk, my biggest fear in life is poverty. Because I fear poverty than I fear death. Because poverty takes you out of a whole lot of space. Poverty makes you lose respect. Poverty makes you lose confidence. Poverty makes you get out of, even your family members won't regard you. So I am always scared of poverty. I grew up in Okeado, and as an Okeado boy, I can tell you for one that growing up was not fun. It was a whole lot. Yeah, we had the funds we should have as far as it was concerned, but life was concerned rather. But you discover that life could have been better than that, because when you look at the Sheyi Tinubu's, the Kopi Otedola, when they're doing introductions, you hear Dangote is my uncle, Wale Tinubu is my uncle. So there is a part of that that's giving them an edge over every other person. Network is what makes everybody rich. Your network becomes your net worth.
True.
So they say. So whoever it is that have tasted poverty before will categorically tell you that it is something to be scared of. When you have I used to have this cousin of mine when we were pretty much young. Their concept of life, each time they are hungry, is they go to the kitchen, there must be food.
Food to eat.
So when you say I'm hungry, they tell you, go to the kitchen. That's not how we grew up. You are hungry, it's mad. You get, and I don't want to go into details of how far, but anybody who knew me when I was young, when I was in my teenage, they will tell you for free. I used to work somewhere in Budi way back, where we split. It's a meal, paper meal. So after they cut the paper, you remove the white from the brown, and you do 50 kg. As at then, I think we've been given, was it 250 naira? And I can tell you 100,000%, you can't do 2 in a day. You're back
before you run out.
So that's 500. Out of that 500, you buy rice, away, and meat. You buy. The money has finished. So I went through life as I should.
Let's talk about because I'm very interested. I know the more we grow, we meet newer people.
Of course.
I can connect with that part of your story because at least I knew you, at the time when I can say is a struggling showbiz entertainer, up until now. So I can relate a bit, up until, but I know you meet newer people.
Of course.
Who probably saw you on the poster of a political party, and say, big man, and may never be able to connect with these stories. Talk to me about your childhood. In all of this, you just, gave a bit of it, struggling. Where are your parents in between that? I know your mom is late.
No, I grew up with my mom. Okay. I've been living with my mom since I was 10, and I lived with her till, even when I had my own house and all that, I was always with my mom. Sometimes I'm bored, I would just drive down to her house, go play Ludo, be with her and all that. Because my mom was like my best friend. Like we fight, my mom fight almost every 3 days, but we're still best of guys.
I can imagine.
Yeah, so my mom was my go-to person for anything. So growing up was cute. We lacked certain things, but because, like I said, she taught us contentment. If she did not buy it for you, she must not meet it in the house.
You shouldn't have it, and so that's a great virtue.
That's one of the earliest lessons I learned, and that is why it looks like, okay, this guy, my ambitions are less, and I'm never greedy. I'm never put at about anything. So then, number 2, she made us realize education. At the point, she was using loans from office to ensure that we were in school. Because, I went to Ibadan Boys High School. So along the line, I started playing trancy. There used to be this show on NTA, African AM Express.
AM Express.
That's in the morning. Breakfast. And afterwards, we'll now watch New Dawn for me. So I hate missing those shows. So after she drops us in school, trek back home.
I see.
School uniform.
I mean, Okeado, but the boys' high school is also on
Okeado. Oshosami, backward to Tribune, Get House, and I also was quite popular disco photos. So once I get back home, that was what I did with my younger brother for almost like a whole time. Then the second time, magically, my dad just played down to our school to check us up, and they told him there was nobody with my name in the school. And I was like, it's a lie. He just called my mom. We did not even know that Wahala was happening in school. Then second day, he bonded me to school. There's a teacher in my school, Mr. Tijani. I don't know if he's still alive. In Boys High School between 2000 and 2006, if Mr. Kenwale does not beat you, Mr. Rigomi does not beat you, it has to be Mr. Tijani. They are
the top beaters.
I don't want to use bad words. They are the 3 musketeers, so to say. So, as Tijani told me to pick a room, and what do you mean by pick a room? You put your head underneath the locker, your bum comes out. So 12 strokes of cane strike.
Wow.
Then next week, my mom told me she was changing our school, and that's how we changed it private.
The private school. Just to ensure that at least you're properly.
And those were part of the earliest form of lessons I learned. The first day I went to school, we went for calisthenics and all. I wore trainers, 1 leg of trainers, 1 leg of shoe. And I'm like, where are you from? I'm like, Ibadan Boys High School. And they're like, no wonder. So, environment plays a whole lot in the lives of everybody. And that is why you see that those who are an advantaged class of the society, many times, it looks like they grow pretty much faster. People will come and tell you Bill Gates, blah, 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 did this. But many people do not know Bill Gates was from a very well-to-do family. So DJ Kupi launched the foundation one time. The first donor was Dangote, 1 billion naira.
I know, right?
You understand?
And that's a big edge for you.
But you are struggling with people who give you 100K and expect you to do 3 million naira worth of jobs. So environment and contacts and network is a whole lot too. So that is on that. So childhood, we lacked a couple of things. I know that Big Mama's House, Home Alone, Baby's Day Out. These were Police Academy. These were movies we never watched on our own television. We watched this in people's homes. So that is tell you how bad it was as a kid, you know. But one thing was we're selective in the kind of friends we make. You know, we're coming from. I was born with a golden spoon, not like you want to see
not a silver spoon, yeah.
But I think around when I clocked 9, 10,
things went south.
You know, so because of where we're coming, for the earliest lives we lived, I never had friends apart from my younger brothers. Because we're not. If you're playing your ball,
you're not allowed to.
You're
not allowed to go out there.
So when our parents are back, but when life played its part, you know, we now started picking friends from people who were in that kind of climate where we were operating from before. So I think it's pretty much helped. That's why sometimes I speak and I tell people I went to Lagos High School. Lagos High School.
And you speak like this.
Lagos High School. I'm like, okay, it's because there was
something back at home to
different formation before life happened. So for childhood, it was cool. I don't think there's anything. My childhood was pretty much cool. When I was, I think, was it 15? I tried to smoke once. I choked. I realized it was boring. So I told myself I would never do it. Now, when I was younger too, I watched Showbiz there. And Kunle Afolayan was told not to reveal his identity, that he's a prince.
Yeah.
And he drank wine and told the girl that he was a prince and he wanted to kill him. So that formed an opinion in my head that you must not take alcohol.
Because you're going to say things that you shouldn't say.
And so now, I don't drink, I don't smoke, and people are always shocked to hear it.
I think I know that about you, that you don't take alcohol.
So that is just how my childhood. I just want to be inside my house every time.
Well, that's very beautiful. One thing I like about your story is the fact that you've been through stuff, and then your parents also play a significant part. Yeah. So that is the basis of parenting here, to ensure that no matter how tough life is, parents must still stand in the gap,
of course,
for their children. I want us to talk about grief. Very quickly. For those who know you well, just like you said, it might be very hard to know you and not know your mom. I'm still going to talk about failed businesses, all right? Because I know at some point when we were launching our radio, you were supposed to be here. And I know you opened a restaurant at the time. Well, at the time I went there, it was like the restaurant was closed, and you told me you had issues with the landlord or something. But I'll come back to failed businesses. I still want us to stay with family and the people that you hold dear. I want us to talk about grief, your mom.
Okay.
I watch your story so much, your WhatsApp story, and at the time, and I know hardly will a week pass without you putting up your mom, you know. And when your mom passed, for those who know you and know how much you owed your mom, it can be very hard not to feel connected or not to grieve with you as much as they could at the time. How have you been dealing with grief, knowing that there is someone that you hold so dear, who also hold you very dear, and what you do and believe so much you do, and you know the vacuum is empty right now and they are no more, you know, in that space? How are you dealing with grief?
Basically, there's no better way to deal with it than just realizing that everybody's going to die. And once you know that everybody's going to die, it gives you some sort of consolation, because it would have been even worse if it was that we died while she was alive. So at least she I think the only regret I had was she did not see any of her grandchildren, which is even allowed to, because at the end of the day, that is not the fullness of existence. Some people, they have children 12 years, 16 years, they die, and it's not like you have offended God. So if God has helped you, she witnessed her children prospering. I think to an extent, I'm not successful yet, but at least I've conquered certain walls, and I think I'm a success story to an extent. So
that's why you're here.
Thank you. So she was there to see her children. Okay, I traveled one time. I brought her gifts from a foreign country. My brother is in another foreign country doing this and that. All her children graduated in her lifetime. She herself had She died in February. She was meant to go to UK for my brother's graduation in July.
In July.
So basically, so it's not like she lived. I tell people every time, like when I moved to Abuja, somebody visited me and was like, I told the person, I eat fresh soup.
Okay.
And the person was shocked. Like, are you alright? Is that no wastage? I'm like, I'm going to die at the end of the day. So I try to enjoy life as much as I can. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I'm barely outside. So I still will not see it's good food. That's my I'm not interested in having
how do you put being in the business of showbiz and not being outside? So I'm going to tell you a very quick story. Someone we all know to a blessed memory, exclusive. Before you met, I'd known him prior. And then we have had a conversation. I remember the first time he met you, we met at a place at Durovans, and I was introducing. That is the person, you know, and I think it was about starting showbiz at the time. How do you put that personality? Because someone who is in the showbiz, they're always outside. How do you put that side by side with your temperament?
For me as a person, I feel strongly that it is all about what you want to do for yourself. I'm not holy. I'm very far from holy. I have my own weaknesses. I have things I'm maybe doing or that I've done that maybe I'm not proud of too, or people should not hear, or do not like the harmful stuff. But everybody has that part. So basically, for me, I just feel we all have things that interest us. I don't watch football. The only footballers I know in the world will be maybe Neymar, Mbappe, Ronaldo, and maybe Messi. Then Gigi Okocha Kanu. I don't know anything about football. I've never watched.
That means you're not a football person too. Yeah.
So, but at the end of the day, I enjoy my life. So when people, we all have things of interest. There's nothing you want to speak about on music, in movies. While I was in uni, when I tell my friend this song is going to blow, the song blows. They ask me, how do you know? Like I have.
So you just have good
stuff. If I tell you your song is going to blow, don't worry. Go and sleep. I can't, except you don't have money for promotion. So, and I tell my friends that, okay, maybe when I clock 40, 45, I want to be a music producer because I love music a whole lot. So I have things that interest me. And I have things I'm not interested about. You can't talk about ball to me. You can't talk about anything sports to me. I'm not interested. So I think interest is just the major thing. And when I have to go out, I've done club PRO for Club GQ, former Club GQ, to an extent, The Rock, Topsides Lounge. I've done lots for clubs. I've done parties there's hardly any club in this Ibadan that I've not done one thing or the other. And this is while I was really, really keen about it. I'll go out every night, come back, do all of that. And I'll still take my bottle of water, sometimes energy drink. Because that is what
that's your own value and
built my life around. So when I was younger, I didn't do it. So why do I want to start doing it now? It's just, let me just be in that wavelength, which I feel I'm cool with. Let me play when I need to play, vibe when I need to vibe. And so far, it's not affecting anybody. I feel that is not an issue. So you can merge a whole lot of things. It's just
together.
We have a whole lot of people who do a whole lot of stuff that are not even related to their career line and they excel at it.
Let's talk about faith. I mean, I usually don't take faith away from this show as a conversation because I believe that we're spiritual beings.
Of course.
We're not a product of science. We didn't drop from the sky. So there is a creation part of us that is strictly controlled by God. That's what I believe in. In all of this, your story from childhood, experiencing poverty in its real form, your career and the growth that you have experienced over time, losing your mom, and maybe some of the projects that you're doing now. We're still going to come to, just like I said, businesses and politics. Where is God in your life? What does he do? What has he done? Are there real instances? I know showbiz is a world where a lot of Christians might not want to go to, or even Muslims, depending on whatever job you do, whatever faith you believe in.
Sorry to interrupt, but I feel that's the wrong notion.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to get there.
People should, if people are saying showbiz, the way people see showbiz always bust my head many times, because I feel a whole lot of people even think they are going to see God, will end up not seeing God. Because when I was younger, I used to attend CSC Okebukun, Oshosami, and that is like the district headquarters of my church. I did everything in the church. You can't go to my church and they'll tell you they don't know. I did the Boys Brigade, 51st Ibadan Company. I did church interpretation. I was in the juvenile choir. I was in the acting in department. I did a whole lot of stuff in church. And sometimes along the line I got tired.